As the movie begins, we see America being a land of zombies. It's hard to find a real human. Almost all of the humans now are zombies. The zombies have destroyed the country, and it's really difficult to live as a human being. They feed on humans and also kill them with no mercy or humanity. We see how they feed on them. On the road, on the toilet. Even the little kids are now zombies that feed on humans. Despite all this, a man named Columbus survived all of the attack from the zombies. Because he has his own rules to follow. One night, Columbus is being chased by the zombies. He's trying to open a door, but suddenly, a zombie starts to chase him. We see him applying his rules. The first rule that he follows is cardio. He's very good at running so that he can escape the zombies. So, he runs as much as he can to escape from the zombie. Soon, he manages to get in his car. As soon as he enters the car, he puts on his seatbelt because it's his fourth rule to survive from the zombies. Thinking that he escaped from the zombies, he feels relief. But unluckily, there's another zombie in the back seat of his car. To get rid of the zombie, he crushes the car into a wall. Then, the zombie flies away, but the zombie comes again to attack him. The second rule he follows is to shoot the zombies twice. After shooting a zombie once, you might think it's dead, but the truth is, zombies die when they get shot twice. Columbus shoots the zombie twice and makes sure that he's dead. The next day, Columbus is going to find his family. He's unsure if his family is alive or not. He follows his seventh rule, which is traveling only during the daytime. While he walks along the driveway, he sees a car approaching him. A man named Tallahassee gets out of the car, and they point a gun at each other. After realizing the man isn't harmful, he gets into his car. He then first checks the back seat of Tallahassee's car. Checking the back seat of a car is one of Columbus's rules to being safe from the zombies. While they're traveling together, Columbus realizes one of his weaknesses, which is that Tallahassee loves Twinkies. They have to stop on their way when Tallahassee sees a Hostess truck in order to get Twinkies. Unfortunately, they're unable to get the Twinkies. Instead, they get snowballs, which Tallahassee hates, and this makes him angry. But Columbus enjoys it, and he takes some snowballs with him. Soon, they head to a bathroom, and we learn that Columbus is afraid of clowns more than zombies. He remembers an incident that happened before. He was in his room playing video games. Suddenly, his door is knocked on by a girl that he likes. He doesn't hesitate to open the door for her. He's happy to have a girl in his apartment, as he's never had one before. She was so panicked and told him about a man that tried to bite her. Columbus didn't think that it'd be a zombie, so he tries to calm her down and they fall asleep. When he wakes up, the girl is changed to a zombie and she tries to eat him. After a lot of attempts to kill her, he manages to hit her on the head. He thinks that she's dead, but she soon manages to attack him again, and he hits her on the head for the last time, which leads to her death. This is the time that he came up with the double tap rule. Now, on his way with Tallahassee, Columbus tells him that there's a place where there are no zombies and free to live. But Tallahassee doesn't believe this. He's obsessed with killing zombies, but more so, obsessed with Twinkies. So they stop at a store to get the Twinkies. At the store, they're attacked with some zombies, but Tallahassee manages to hit all of the zombies and also saves Columbus. After the massacre, they run into a random woman. She tells them to come quickly since she needs their help. At the back of the store, they meet her sister. Her sister is bitten by a zombie. They introduce themselves as Wichita and Little Rock. Little Rock tells the guys that she wants to be shot to prevent turning into a zombie. They hand the gun to Wichita to do the shooting, but she turns on them, demanding all of their weapons and vehicle. The two girls leave the place, leaving the two guys. As they drive off, they discuss a plan to get to a place which is zombie-free. On the other hand, the guys are making their way through town, and Tallahassee takes out his anger on a minivan. Soon, Tallahassee sees a yellow Hummer. He decides to sprint for it. They find an entire arsenal of weaponry in the back seat, and Tallahassee takes some time to create a lot of noise and waste a lot of bullets. Then, they head to search for the girls, but Columbus suggests that they just forget about them. While searching for the girls, they see Tallahassee's car abandoned in the middle of the road. They get back to their own car, but Little Rock pops up from the back seat and points a gun at them. Wichita also comes from the place that she was hiding and points a gun at them. Soon they agree, and the four of them start their journey together. We then cut to a flashback of the girls. Wichita seems to have dropped her wedding ring. A man came over and asked her what she was looking for, and she told him that she lost her ring. She told him that if he manages to find her ring, she'll reward him $3,000, which made the man happy. After she leaves the place, her sister seems to find the ring, and the man asks her to give it to him. But instead, she asks him for a reward. Thinking that he'll get $3,000, he decides to pay Little Rock some money. And then, we see Little Rock and Wichita leaving the place with the money that they scammed. In the present, Wichita and Little Rock tell them that they're heading to the area where there are no zombies. Columbus tells them that he's heading to Columbus to find his family. But Wichita tells him that the area is burned to the ground. But she agrees that they'll help him to get there. Meanwhile, they find a truck, and Wichita tells Columbus that he can use the truck to find his parents. But he changes his mind to stay with them because he has a crush on Wichita. Then, the four of them decide to go to a store. While they're trying to enter the store, they find a zombie. Tallahassee hits the zombie and they enter the store. Tallahassee teases Columbus because he knows that he has a crush on Wichita. Soon, they start to enjoy the moment by breaking the items in the store. Then, they leave the place heading to California. Inside the car, they switch places to drive the car, and they also have some fun while driving. As they arrive in California, they shoot some zombies near Hollywood. Then, they head to Bill Murray's kingdom using their map. They enter, and they start to enjoy everything in the house. They decide to search the place in groups. Little Rock and Columbus decide to watch a movie, while Tallahassee and Wichita jam to Ghostbusters. While Wichita hits him with a golf ball in his head, a zombie appears that looks exactly like Bill. But they discover that Bill is not a zombie. He changes the way he looks to prevent himself from zombie attack. Tallahassee is so happy that Bill is safe. He enjoys the time with Bill by doing so many things in the house. Soon, they head to Little Rock and Columbus to scare them. But Columbus, thinking that the zombie's real, shoots Bill in the chest, and Bill dies. Later that night, the four start to discuss their life. They start to talk about the good and the bad, about living in Zombieland. Here, we learn that Tallahassee lost his son Buck to a zombie. Everyone opens up their story and gets connected that night. Soon, Wichita and Columbus get the chance to be alone, and they become close and romantic among each other. They start to dance together. While they're about to kiss, Tallahassee appears and asks them for help to move a couch to build a fort. The next morning, the guys awake to the ladies leaving again, pissing off Columbus quite a bit. The ladies reiterate not to trust anyone except each other. Feeling like they got too comfortable with the guys, they eventually make their way to Pacific Playland, the supposed zombie-free amusement park. They drive on in and turn on the park rides and lights. From just a few hundred feet away, a lot of zombies realize this, and they start to sprint toward the park. Meanwhile, the guys are getting ready to separate. Columbus is going to find the ladies because of his love for Wichita, and Tallahassee is planning on going to Mexico. Tallahassee gives him a heartfelt goodbye. Columbus tries to use a motorcycle, but he fails. Tallahassee decides to pick him up and help him out with the ladies. Back at Pacific Playland, the girls are having fun riding rides, when they notice a horde on the way. They hop off the ride and run to their Jeep. Dozens of zombies follow behind. They barely make it in and get swarmed quickly. Wichita takes off and sends the Jeep into the ocean. Managing to bail out on time, they scramble together, grabbing their guns. When they notice millions more on their way, Little Rock recommends the dropper ride. The two blast zombies and make their way to the ride. They hop on, shoot up, and proceed to fall. This happens a few times until it's time for the ride to come to a halt. Little Rock uses Tallahassee's breathing techniques that he taught her earlier and shoots the control box, stopping the ride. Columbus goes to save the ladies, but a few zombies break off, chasing him. He, for some reason, runs into a haunted house. which most definitely would be terrifying in this situation. But it's cool, he kills them. Meanwhile, Tallahassee is having a blast, hopping on and off different roads and mowing down zombies. He eventually jumps into a prize booth and locks all of the windows. He sets some magazines on the table, takes them all on, dual-wielding some pistols. Columbus finally makes his way to the ladies and faces his biggest fear yet. Because of his love for Wichita, he decides to break a rule of his, grabs a mallet, and starts knocking it to the ground and crushing a zombie's skull. Columbus hits the emergency brake, bringing the girls and one crawling zombie down. He unbuckles them and receives a well-earned hug, a smooch session, and even Wichita's real name, Krista. Afterwards, Columbus goes to find Tallahassee. He's at a snack shop, having a breakdown because he's not finding a Twinkie. They hear the car turn on outside and see the girls jetting out of there once again, the dudes running out in disbelief. But the ladies stop, just fooling with them. And Little Rock tosses Tallahassee a Twinkie, fulfilling his ever-loving desire. The two get in the car, and they all get on out of there and the movie ends. Only one of the best movies of all time. And you know what rivals it? Zombieland 2 Double Tap. If you want to see that movie recap, then make sure you click this video that's on screen now. Thank you guys so much for watching this movie recap. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel for more awesome zombie movies, sci-fi movies, and adventure movies. If you're a fan of Zombieland, let me know what your favorite part about this movie is in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next movie recap.